Welcome to another episode of Mahabharata, Echoes of Eternity. Today, we will explore two pivotal events, the curse of Pandu and the miraculous birth of the Pandavas. These events not only shaped the future of Hastinapura, but also set the stage for the unfolding epic of Mahabharata. Our story begins after Pandu, the mighty king of Hastinapura. He marries Kunti and Madri. He's a skilled warrior, known for his archery and strength, and under his rule, the kingdom prospers. Pandu decides to spend some time in the forest with his wives, embracing a life of peace away from the palace. One day, during a hunt, Pandu comes across a pair of deer in the forest. With his skill and precision, he quickly draws his bow and releases an arrow, striking one of the deer. But as the deer falls, he hears a human voice crying out in pain. To his horror, he realizes that the deer was actually a sage named Kindama and his wife, who had taken on the form of deer. Pandu watches in shock as the sage, wounded and on the verge of death, utters his final words. Kindama, filled with sorrow and anger, curses Pandu for his act of violence. He declares that if Pandu were ever to approach his wife with romantic desire, he would die instantly. This curse becomes a haunting shadow over Pandu's life, isolating him from his wife and any hope of family. The once great warrior, known for his prowess and strength, is now bound by a curse that threatens to end his life the moment he embraces fatherhood. Devastated by his actions, Pandu retreats further into the forest, vowing to live a life of abstinence and penance to atone for his misdeed. Kunti and Madri support him, though they too grieved the life they would never have together as a family. Now, let's turn back the clock to a time before Kunti became Pandu's queen. As a young girl, Kunti once served as sage Durvasa, a powerful and often irritable sage, known for his quick temper and equally quick blessings. Impressed by her dedication and patience, Durvasa gifted Kunti a secret mantra, a chant with the power of thus to invoke any god she desired. By using this mantra, Kunti could receive a blessing from the gods themselves. However, Durvasa warned her to use it wisely, for the mantra held unimaginable power. Curious about this gift, Kunti decided to test the mantra. She called upon Surya, the sun god, and was taken by surprise when he appeared before her in his blazing form. Surya was impressed by her courage and granted her a son, born with his radiant golden armor and earrings. This child was Karna, born to Kunti before her marriage to Pandu. Fearing the social consequences of an unmarried mother, Kunti made the painful decision to place the infant Karna in a basket and set him afloat down the river, hoping he would be found and cared for. This child would grow up to become one of the most tragic and complex characters in the Mahabharata. Years later, as Pandu grapples with the curse, his thoughts returns to the kingdom. Without heirs, the Kuru dynasty's future is uncertain. Troubled by his fate, Pandu expresses his deep sorrow to Kunti, explaining his desire for children who could continue the Kuru legacy. Kunti, remembering the mantra given to her by sage Durvasa, shares her secret with Pandu. She explains that by invoking different gods, she could bear children blessed by divine powers. Seeing this as a path to secure Hastinapura's future, Pandu encourages Kunti to use the mantra and bring forth sons who would uphold Dharma and protect the kingdom. With Pandu's consent, Kunti closes her eyes and focuses her mind, chanting this sacred mantra. She calls upon Dharma, the god of righteousness. From this union, she bears her first son, Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira is born with the divine virtue of Dharma itself, destined to be a just and noble ruler. His commitment to truth and righteousness would later become legendary, as he emerges as the eldest of Pandavas and the rightful heir to the throne. Next, Kunti invokes Vayu, the god of wind, and gives birth to Bhima. Bhima possesses immense physical strength and fearlessness, traits gifted to him by the powerful wind god. Even as a child, his strength is unparalleled, and his fearless spirit marks him as a protector of his family. For her third son, Kunti calls upon Indra, the king of the gods. From this union, Arjuna was born, destined to be a peerless warrior with skills, discipline, and honor. Arjuna would go on to become one of the greatest archers of his time, unmatched in battle and blessed with Indra's valor and focus. After the birth of Arjuna, Kunti offers Madri the chance to use the mantra. Grateful, Madri invokes the twin gods, Ashwini Kumaras, who grant her two sons, Nakula and Sahadeva. Nakula and Sahadeva are known for their beauty, wisdom, and skills, becoming the youngest of the Pandavas. Together, these 5 brothers, each gifted by a different god, become the mighty Pandavas, bound not only by blood, but also by destiny itself. Though Pandu is overjoyed at the birth of his sons, his heart remains restless. One day, overwhelmed by longing, he approaches Madri, unable to hold back his desire, despite knowing the consequences. In that instant, the sage's curse is fulfilled, and Pandu dies, leaving family in sorrow. The tragic irony of Pandu's life is that, while he succeeded in securing heirs for the Kuru dynasty, he could never experience fatherhood himself. After his passing, Kunti and Madri returned to Hastinapura with the 5 young Pandavas. Kunti raises them with love and wisdom, instilling in them the values that would shape their future. Under her care, the Pandavas grew into young men, each embodying the traits and blessings given to them by the gods. Their journey, however, is just beginning, as they would soon face the trials and challenges that would define their lives.